Welcome to the Daily Energize Podcast, where you'll get a jolt of energy and a quick tip to help you conquer your day. Now here's your host, the Prince of Positivity himself, Spencer Jones.
Hey Energizer, Spencer here with our sidekick Vladimir joining us as he almost always does in this episode of the Daily Energize. And you know what? Not only am I here, not only is Vladimir here, you are here. That's right, you are here joining us in this episode. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your light, your love with me and with the world. Seriously, I am so grateful to have you as part of our family. Thank you for taking the time and just being here. And thank you for hitting subscribe and follow so you don't miss a single episode. And if you've already done that, I'm assuming you have. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet, just press that button so you don't miss it. All right. Today's episode is about being intentional about your growth. Yesterday's episode, we talked about setting our intentions, how we do things. Well, now we're using the other kind of term or definition of being intentional with our growth. So are you being intentional about how you are growing? Are you leaving your growth, whether professional or personal, up to happenstance, up to oh, well, whatever happens, happens. Maybe I'll learn, maybe I won't. Or are you taking it in your own hands and being intentional about it? For so many people, myself included, for years, I just let it be. I wasn't really intentional about trying to learn, trying to grow. I was just living my life and, oh, cool, if I learned something new, cool, that was a cool extra tool. If not, oh, well, no big loss, no big anything. It was just, is what it is. And I see so many people do that. And I get it. If that's where they are in their journey, cool. Let them do that. But when I started to be intentional about my growth, putting myself in the rooms, picking out those specific books, attending those events and workshops and doing the work, that's when amazing things happen. That's when change really happens. When we put in the work, when we are intentional about what we're doing. We don't just leave it up to happenstance. We don't leave it up to the universe, although the universe is going to do what it's going to do. I try to be intentional about it. So, are you intentional about your growth? Are you looking at saying, okay, this year I really want to learn this, or I'd like to get better at this? Maybe it's this year, maybe it's this quarter, maybe it's this month or week that you're going to focus on this one thing and improve on it. Maybe it's SEO, I don't know. Maybe it's relationships, getting deeper connections with your family. Maybe it's just getting better at reading and retaining the information. I don't know. I don't know what it is for you, but let's be intentional about it. I've gone from being really intentional about learning how the brain works and how we can really create a positive, abundant mindset. I went down that rabbit hole, and I still love going down that rabbit hole to continue to learn and grow. But I'm intentional about, okay, let's do this. I'm intentional about at times, and I don't do these all at the same time, but I'm intentional about, okay, let's really hone in my piano skills again. Let's get my fingers back up and do the scales, do the boring work so that I can play and make beautiful music. Okay, I can focus on that. Oh, I need to focus on how we can best serve you. Okay, let me focus on that. What do I need to learn and do so we could do that? What about writing? What about reading? What about all these other things? Well, I try to be intentional about it. So I just don't leave it up to whatever. Maybe I learn, maybe I don't. I try to be intentional. And that really helps guide me and helps me achieve my goals. Helps me make sure I stay on this path towards my dreams, my visions, the hopes and goals that I have. If I'm intentional about my growth, I'm more or most likely going to reach it. Doesn't always happen, but I'm more likely to. So, are you intentional about your growth? Are you intentional about what you are feeding your brain, your heart, your soul, so that you can continue to shine bright? I mean, you always have the light inside you, but when we learn and grow, we're able to get rid of the other things that are blocking that light from shining. It's time to shine, and it's time to be intentional about it. So I hope that you will take some moments, just a couple minutes, and decide, what are you intentional about? What are you going to be intentionally growing with? What does that look like? Professional, personal, all of the above. Take some time, doesn't have to be long, and just contemplate. What's the next thing? And how does that look? How does that feel? So that you can then go forward with it. All right, that's all I got for today. I appreciate you. I love you. Keep shining bright. And until next time, I will catch you later.